What's good, y'all? After making one of the biggest blockbuster trades in NBA history, the Los Angeles Lakers right now are 40-22. They just came off an 8-game win streak. They lost to the Boston Celtics last night. But before that, in their 8-game win streak, they had some pretty impressive wins, including against the Denver Nuggets, the New York Knicks, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Los Angeles Clippers twice. That 8-game win streak allowed them to climb as high as the 2 seed out west. I'm just going to put up a picture of the standings when I'm recording this video because stuff is so tight out west that by the time this video drops, they could be back at 2, they could be still at 3, maybe at 4. I don't really know. You see here, though, they are really close together in those top seeds out west. And I know in that loss to the Boston Celtics, LeBron did suffer a groin strain, I think is what they're calling it. They said that they're not sure how long he'll actually be out, if it'll be a few weeks, if it'll be longer than that. Maybe he'll only be back for the playoffs. We don't know yet. But I figured I haven't really talked about the Lakers since they fully traded for Luka Doncic and switched up their whole team. So I wanted to come here and really just decide how good are the Lakers. I'll start by talking about the offense for the Lakers because this is where I thought it would be the easiest transition, bringing in a guy like Luka Doncic. JJ Redick has done a really good job at allowing the Lakers to kind of just run formations and more like just concepts instead of actually running plays and saying, all right, Dalton, you're going to come off a down screen. Luka, you're going to pass to him, then cut, do up. It's not fully drawn up like that. Obviously, they still do run plays like every team in the NBA. But the Lakers are really good at just running fluid, flowing offense. And I think a big reason on why they play like that is because they do have Luka Doncic and LeBron James, two guys that have some of the best feel or instincts, however you really want to talk about it. But when you just say, yo, Luka, go out there, read the defense, make the right play. Yo, LeBron, go out there, read the defense, give or take what they're giving you. That's going to lead you to have a good shot majority of the time. JJ recognizes that and kind of just empowers these two guys to do that. And I can't tell you how many times the Lakers get a wide open shot off of a pick and roll with Luka, and it's either a lob, he gets to the rim himself, he'll kick it out to the corner, or just a LeBron drive and kick. We've seen that for the last 20 plus years where he just gets to the rim, defense collapse, easy wide open, swing from there. In transition, they are killer because LeBron and Luka are both great rebounders. They have the size to do it. So they get the defensive rebound, look up court, fling it up, and it's Dalton Connect, easy 2 points. It's LeBron James, open it, dunk. You know, like they get those easy points like that. And it's been really interesting to see this duo together because it's been a while since LeBron has had this dynamic of a perimeter creator. You can argue since Kyrie Irving or maybe even Dwayne Wade, but I would even argue that Luka is the best perimeter creator that LeBron has ever played with when you talk about the ways he can score and the ways he can play make. I would say it's probably close between him and Dwayne Wade. I would lean a little bit towards Luka as a better all-around offensive creator, but I wouldn't be mad at you if you say it's Dwayne Wade. You know, that's actually interesting. Let me know in the comments below, who do you think is the better offensive creator? Like I said, probably leaning Luka, but it's close for D-Wade. And because LeBron is playing alongside a guy like Luka, it kind of allows him, especially in his old age, to, I don't want to say coast, but at least conserve some of his energy for the fourth quarter for when he truly needs it. And we've seen this in this 8-game win streak because LeBron multiple times has exploded for crazy fourth quarter performances. Against the Portland Trailblazers, he had 12 points in the fourth. Against the Dallas Mavericks, he had 16. New Orleans, he had a big fourth quarter. Against my Knicks, the fourth quarter, he was killing it. And then in overtime, too, was a big part of that. He just really has allowed himself to just... I really don't want to use the word coast because obviously LeBron is out there trying. Against the Celtics, he almost had a first half triple-double. So it's not like he's out there just coasting, but he's allowed to conserve his energy a little bit better. Again, especially in his old age, I love to see that from Bron. And aside from the fact that they don't have a true center, no disrespect to Jackson Hayes or Trey Jameson, but at the best, these guys should be maybe backup centers, maybe. Unfortunately for the Lakers, they're forced to have them play a big majority of their center minutes. But besides that, I really do like the surrounding pieces that this team has because you look at Austin Reeves, I know bringing in a guy like Luka would really change up the dynamic of Austin Reaves, but he still is that tertiary or sometimes secondary ball handler, still great at getting to the rim, and whether it's, he kicks it out for an open shot, gets to the free throw line, finishes, he's able to do that. He's pretty solid with his three-point shot too, pretty high volume. Rui Hachimura, he's been out for like half of this win streak, but he has had a really quiet, good season. Shout out to Rui Hachimura for being one of the most underrated three-level scorers in the NBA, I would say. He's able to finish, able to knock down that three ball, gets to the mid-range game a little bit too with his post game. He's got big size like that. Again, I really feel like Rui Hachimura doesn't get enough recognition for what he does offensively, but he's been great for the Lakers. Hopefully he can come back soon. And then you got guys that are just going to space the floor for you, like a Dorian Finney-Smith who will spot up, like a Dalton Connect who will spot up or use his length on cuts and stuff. I feel like at least once a game he'll have a really good cut to the basket for an open layup. Gabe Vincent and Jordan Goodwin have been kind of streaky from three, but both of them have been able to have big games here and there. The most recently, Gabe Vincent against the Knicks, he had two really big threes down the stretch that allowed the Lakers to pull that one out. Anyone who really questioned the fit of LeBron and Luka together offensively pretty much just overthought it. These two guys are just elite basketball players, some of the best IQs ever. They're able to score, they're able to pass, they have size, they're able to rebound. Both of these guys can pretty much do 90% of the things that you want on the court, so them playing together leads to good things. But honestly, what really surprised me about this form of the Lakers is their defense. They have been elite defensively, and I don't say that lightly. Since the All-Star break, they have the #1 defense in the NBA, when you go by defensive rating at least. They have a 106.1 defensive rating, and that's only in 10 games played, but like I said, since post-All-Star, they have been #1. And when I watch the Lakers play defense, the thing that sticks out to me is how connected they are. They like play on a string where, all right, they're all spaced out on the court, matched up with their man. Then this guy has to help over, so the one over in the corner slides up. Then this guy rotates over. The rotations are absolutely perfect. And watching a team like the Knicks, who are really bad defensively at times, it's just night and day when you see a team that connected, and it really makes a difference defensively. And this is where I think JJ Redick has made the most out of not having a true center on the roster, because they play a lot of minutes where they're kind of small ball, if you want to say, but they don't give up much size. When you have a guy like LeBron who's 6'9", or Luka who's 6'7", who are running your guards, a lot of the times the Lakers' shortest guy out there is a guy like Austin Reaves, who's 6'5", and then beyond that, everyone else on the court is 6'7" to 6'9". They're able to switch everything without really giving up any size disadvantage, and they just really fly around the court. Like one of the favorite lineups that I see the Lakers run is when it's Austin Reaves, again, he was the smallest guy in this lineup. Then it's Luka, LeBron, Vando, Dorian Finney-Smith. Or when Rui's better, he can slide in for one of Vando or Dorian Finney-Smith and let them, kind of rotate that out. Either way, though, you see what I'm saying. They're small ball, but they're still a really big, solid lineup. And again, this is so impressive to me because there's no real great or elite level defenders on the Lakers. Shout out to Jared Vanderbilt. Shout out to Dorian Finney-Smith. Those are probably the two guys I would look at as true defenders. I know Bron has been pretty solid this year. Austin Reaves will compete for you. But they don't have any elite level defenders. And for them to come out here and have this elite level defense, again, without a true center, it really blows my mind. Big shout out to JJ Redick. And I don't know if he'll get any Coach of the Year love. I don't think he'll finish top 3 just because there's been a lot of really great coaches this season. But again, big shout out to JJ Redick for being a first-year head coach ever. Literally has never been a head coach in his life before. Then he's also on the Lakers, which is one of the teams, not even one of, which is the team with the most eyes on him at all times, coaching LeBron James and now Luka Doncic, two players that have the most eyes on them at all times. He made this huge blockbuster trade mid-season that switched up the whole dynamic of his roster, and he's able to just adapt, bring out a new offensive plan, bring out a new defensive plan, and stay winning basketball games. Shout out to JJ Redick, man. He deserves all the love, all the flowers. And I think we all know in the future, years looking forward, the Lakers are in a fantastic spot. Like I said, JJ Redick seems like a slam dunk of a hire. Luka Doncic is only, 26 years old he just turned, and one of the best players in the NBA. I'm sure they'll be able to, year after year, shape up the edges, bring in guys to make it perfection. looking into the future, they're perfect. But when we look at this season specifically, I kind of look at the playoffs and wonder how good can the Lakers truly be and how far can they take it. Obviously now they're dealing with a LeBron James injury. Can they stay afloat? Probably, I would say. I don't think they have to fear about falling all the way out of the playoffs, but especially in this super heavy Western Conference, I feel like in the playoffs, what matters the most will be the matchups, which team can take advantage of their matchup, and that's where it kind of scares me if they fall in the standings. I've been saying it all throughout this video, but their lack of true center size and play time really could affect them against some of those bigger teams like the Denver Nuggets. They really have no one to guard Nikola Jokic. I know they had a really good defensive game against the Nuggets last week, that was about now, but in a 7-game series, man, I can't really put my hat on that's going to happen every single game for 4 games at least. So I think that Denver can make them struggle. I think OKC is kind of a toss-up if Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren can really show their force on the glass, and with their size, I think they can really give the Lakers some trouble. A lot of the times in the playoffs, though, it does come down to who has the better player in the series. And majority of those series, the Lakers could have not just the best player, but the 2 best players in the series. When it comes down to that, you definitely do have to give them the benefit of the doubt. It really does kind of boil down to it's LeBron James and Luka Doncic, and both of those guys can win you a series, a game, a game winner possession. Both of those guys can do whatever it takes to win a game. So I can't really fault them out too much. If that Mark Williams trade did end up going through and didn't get rescinded, I probably would be a lot more confident in the Lakers. But right now, their lack of size really does kind of just keep me back from putting them in that super top tier contending level. I do think that they will win their first round matchup. They'll probably be a second round exit depending on matchups. They might be able to make it to the Western Conference Finals, but I don't think they are winning a championship this season. What do you think, though? Let me know in the comments below where you think the Lakers will finish off this season. Will they win the championship? Will they be a Western Conference champion? Let me know in the comments below. I'm open to all of the conversations. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave it a like, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. In the description, there's links to all my social medias, so make sure you follow me on all those to keep up to date with me. Catch y'all.